It's March 13th, and if you're an Angelino, we kind of have to be honest with ourselves. March 12th kind of sucked. But it's kind of like my dad told me outside of church. Sometimes life kicks you in the nuts, and you have to hope you remember to wear a strong enough cup. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for Los Angeles, the greatest city in the sports world. This is Faithful Angelinos. Now, what I can tell you is we are broadcasting again from Ice Station Alpha out in Des Moines, Iowa. We've been doing this now for 3 weeks. Thank you to the new subscribers. We've been adding them almost every single day. If you like the content, clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Feel free to hit that. We usually try to put out a video at 9 to 10 a.m. every day on the West Coast. However, NyQuil is a mug. I did not wake up until about 10 minutes ago. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. We want to spread the gospel of Saint Lasorda across the globe. And comment. I'm not God. I don't know everything. There was only one Los Angeles team that won yesterday. We will get to that in a few minutes. But first, let's go through the scoreboard. In the Pac-12 title game, Arizona knocked off UCLA 84-76. National Hockey League, San Jose Sharks 5, the Kings 0. MLS, LAFC posts a 2-0 victory over Inter Miami, and the Seattle Sounders down the Galaxy 3-2. Now, I talked about the Galaxy a little bit more in depth in a rapid recap. I do that after every Galaxy game. Look on my channel feed. It's literally the video below this one. Let's talk LAFC for just a half second. See, I'm not the type of guy that's looking to always pick a fight with LAFC, and there's a reason for that. I don't want any of that Liga MX crap that happened a week ago to come up here. Okay? I don't. I don't want to riot over something as silly as a soccer game. I want to riot over something like the LAPD. At least have it make sense. By the way, today, before I do get to LAFC, I forgot, I should mention. Tonight, the Lakers and the Clippers both play. The Lakers are in Phoenix. That game's at 6 p.m. Clippers play Detroit at noon. And in hockey, the Kings are back on the ice. They play Florida, 7 p.m. Regarding LAFC, I think if there was anything as a gimme for LA on the schedule yesterday, it was LAFC playing Inter Miami. The reason, I've seen enough MLS soccer. Inter Miami, they have former Galaxy goaltender Clement Diop in net over at Inter Miami. Whoo-wee! You thought David Bingham was horrifying. Clement Diop? By the way, somebody ought to tell him, nice beer guts. The other reason that I knew Inter Miami was going to lose is they have this guy on defense named Brek Shea. Now, I've seen Brek Shea play a few times out when I lived briefly in Orlando. Brek Shea, always the same thing. He always tries to make the gamble, tries to play offense from on the back line, exposes the back line, and then he gets caught getting a yellow or a red card trying to chase down the guy that just beat him on the counterattack. Totally happened yesterday. That game was a wrap. So LAFC took care of business. Let's move on to news and notes from around LA. We have a few Dodgers notes, but I'm going to get to that in a second. Biggest note of the day, Anthony Davis. His boot is off. He will be having an MRI this week. The Lakers are hoping he will be back in time for the playoffs. Counting today, the Lakers have 16 games left this year. Make of that what you will. He should be back in time for the playoffs, but he should have been back by now. What are you going to say? Clarification. MLB came back yesterday and said Trevor Bauer's, quote, administrative leave with the Dodgers. The administrative leave, there will be a decision. Administrative leave ends on the 19th. That does not mean he can play on the 19th. or warm up with the team on the 19th in spring training. Suspension is still possible. But at the plus side, if there's anything, it means that the end of this drama is near. He's been gone since July of last year. We got to find out if he can play, because if he can play, look, if you don't want him on the team, that's fine. But if he can play, that means you can trade him as opposed to paying him for absolutely no reason whatsoever. However, if he gets suspended, expect a lawsuit from Trevor Bauer, because when you are suspended, you do not get paid. He's been getting paid up until now. And the Dodgers owe him $64 million on that contract. Other notes regarding the Dodgers: Joe Kelly, relief pitcher. Thanks for the memories. He signed with the Chicago White Sox. Joe Kelly, everybody loved him. He was quirky. He was nuts. One of the most non-playoff based iconic moments for the Dodgers in the last, say, 10 years. The mug from Houston. If you haven't seen it, you got to look it up. It's hilarious. Also, there are lots of rumors about Freddie Freeman signing with the Dodgers. I am skeptical, and I will tell you why. Now, I made predictions the Dodgers would not make big splashes in free agency. Here's why I'm skeptical about Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers' philosophy has been open. They want to sign people to long-term contracts if they are in their 20s, about to reach their physical peak. Mookie Betts comes to mind. Freddie Freeman is not in his physical peak. He's 32. In other words, they will sign long-term deals in the 20s, not in the 30s. Freddie Freeman, I know, MVP 2 years ago. He's a 32-year-old man. He wants a 6-year contract. So you're telling me the Dodgers are going to pay Freddie Freeman $30 million a year for 6 years? I'm skeptical. If he signs, cool, but I'm skeptical. Ex-Seahawks linebacker Bobby Wagner prefers Los Angeles, according to ESPN insider Jeremy Fowler. He told a radio station out east that he would not be signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He prefers LA. Does that mean the Rams? Does that mean the Chargers? I don't know. The Athletic reports former LA Kings defenseman Alexei Zhitnik. He was a silver medal player for Russia, finished his career with Dynamo Moscow. However, just because he played for the Russians doesn't mean he's Russian. He's Ukrainian. He's in Kyiv. He's transporting women and children out of the country. Kind of like an underground railroad sort of thing, only for white people. He's also moving goods across the country. He asked for a gun. He wants to fight. He was told the military needs them first. Pray for Alexei Zhitnik. He is the second former LA King we know who is fighting for freedom, or for his freedom, out in Ukraine. The brackets will be released later today. We know of 2 Los Angeles teams that should go. We do not know what the brackets are. We will talk more about that a little bit tomorrow. We can only guess. We being me, have scoured the bracketologist websites to try to figure out what's going on with UCLA and USC. The consensus is that UCLA is a number 4 seed. USC could be anywhere from 5th to 7th. The consensus is from SB Nation, a small website called Bracketology, whatever that is, and from CBSSports.com, that they will be playing New Mexico State in the first round. ESPN believes that they will be a 4th seed. They will play Kent State. And Fox Sports, not Fox News. I really doubt that Jesse Waters or Greg Gutfield knows anything about brackets. Fox Sports has them playing Vermont. In that particular bracket, should the Bruins advance, they would likely either face Texas or St. Mary's. Again, none of these brackets are the official bracket. This is all done by people who have no lives. And I wrote it down. What kind of a life do I have? USC, they have lost 3 of their last 4. Their 1 win, they almost choked. So I'm not particularly optimistic for them. ESPN, they have them ranked as high as 5th in the bracket. I'm skeptical about that if that's the case. ESPN has them tentatively playing San Francisco in the West. Bracketology and CBS have them both playing Memphis in the first round. Now, that's cool if it happens, because Boogie Ellis, USC guard, transferred out of Memphis to go play with the Trojans. Fox Sports has them playing Iowa West, has them in the sixth hole, and SB Nation has them. Bracketology has them sixth, playing Iowa State. The most likely opponents, if they win, according to these computers, is either going to be Purdue, which is the second seed, which would mean probably an early goodbye. The brackets get released later this afternoon, but my sense of space and time is completely gone thanks to NyQuil. In cold meds, we trust. If you like what you've been seeing from us for the last 3 weeks, as I mentioned, clickety-clack the like and subscribe button. Let people know we exist. I'm James. Thanks for watching. Yesterday sucked. Today is going to be a better day. Keep the faith, Los Angeles. We've gone through way worse than one bad day. Faithful Angelinos is a Quien Corta El Queso production. I'm James. See you tomorrow.